Hi, I'm Michelle with Michelle's Romantic Tangle, and today I am shopping at the Goodwill bins with my daughter. We try to get up here and shop the bins a couple of times a year, but it's actually quite a drive from the house, so we don't do it nearly as much as we'd like to. I've heard a lot of stories online about shopping at the bins and wanted to share our experiences. As you can see, it is a huge open space. The stuff that doesn't sell at the regular Goodwill stores or doesn't make it to the store gets put into these wheel bins where you can buy it by the pound. And yes, shopping for clothes at the Goodwill bins means digging through a lot of stuff. There are other people's old underwear in here, but really, it's not as gross as other people might lead you to believe. I found on, I think the visit before our last, yards and yards of quilt shop quality fabric for $1.29 a pound. So I'm willing to dig. And we do buy a lot of clothes here. I've got 3 teenage boys who don't care what they wear. And I can find some really nice gaming t-shirts and things that they genuinely do like. One of the fun things about digging through these is you will find something big that's an interesting fabric, and you wind up just kind of unraveling and untangling to find out if it is a tablecloth or a skirt or a dress or what it is. I personally don't wear gloves at the bins. Those are my daughter's hands there, and she doesn't wear gloves. It's rare that I touch something nasty enough that I even think of gloves. There are, in addition to the clothes, bins full of stuff. It is the most random collection, and that is an electric, I think it's an electric typewriter. I didn't actually take it out in its original box, and that would have been cheap. What does an electric typewriter weigh if you can get it down to $1 a pound? I have typewriters, a lot of them. I have kids who like typewriters. The chair is going to haunt me. It was $5. The wood was gorgeous. The cane in the chair was completely intact. I don't have a place in my house to put it. And I was fine walking away from it at the store, but now looking at the video of it, I think that was a mistake. I also really like the clock. The old flowers were very old and showing their age, and I don't need a clock. You'll find the theme of our Goodwill shopping is I don't need this, and actually we walked away with very, very little. I got a skirt for myself and a couple of Nintendo t-shirts for the boys. I know some of the men in my life have found the oddball specialty cords they needed for dirt cheap at the bins. There's also a lot of stuff at the bins, like the toaster and the scary, originally cheap pots and pans that I wouldn't buy. It's a matter of picking through and finding the things that you are interested in. And there are treasures to be found. On this day, there weren't a lot of treasures, but I don't know what an old mid-century sewing machine weighs. It's a lot. By the pound for a machine with no cords and no foot pedal does not seem like a bargain. And that's the pots and pans I was referring to a moment ago. It is just a matter of walking through and looking, and sometimes you get tremendously lucky, and sometimes you don't. I found my son a stack of old World Weekly News from I think the 80s that I don't know how they survived. I don't know how they got to the bins and survived in the bins, but I'm happy when I find those things. The record player was adorable. I don't know if it was new or old. I wasn't really thinking about it hard enough to care. And my son bought an identical radio at a local shop, Spent a lot more money on it, but his works. Today was the day to find big clocks. And I like the big clocks, but I didn't need one right that second. This chair, which was in great condition, the cane is all perfect, $7. And that did go home with my daughter. If I had had a place for another big office chair, it would have come home with me, but that's her baby now. We always look at the furniture and the paintings, and this painting is the fairy tale. I can't remember the artist. It looks so much better in that photograph than it did in real life. In real life, it was just sad and completely green. If I found a copy of that in the right colors, it would so go home with me. And I fell in love with that oil painting. I don't have the wall space. I talked myself out of it, and I was okay with leaving it behind. But dang, it was pretty, and it would have been cheap. I am guessing that all of these canvases were by the same person. I wasn't intrigued enough to check the signatures. There were a lot of canvases. And they would have been $1.19 a pound if you'd been buying in bulk. I liked the little Currier and Ives plate, and there was another plate that I didn't get pictures of that was a parlor scene with a spinning wheel and a fireplace, and I wasn't thinking that glassware is 69 cents a pound. I could have bought that. I do find cross stitch in the bins a lot. This piece was $2. Some of the furniture and the framed art are marked individually. So as I said at the beginning, they charge by the pound. On this trip, we didn't buy very much, but the tiered pricing does work out frequently. If you buy 0 to 25 pounds of clothing and miscellaneous household stuff, it's $2.19 a pound. Over 25 pounds, it is $1.29 a pound. So if you have 23 pounds of stuff, the cost will be $50. It is more than worth it to add another 2 pounds to get yourself to the $1.29 a pound and drop it to $32.25. We have been known to buy things at the last minute and then donate them back later just to get the price dropped. Having a buddy to shop with and putting all your stuff in the same baskets can also keep your prices down. My other most surprising Goodwill bins tip is their bathrooms are shockingly clean. I avoided them for years until one day when I was desperate and was pleasantly surprised. Thanks for shopping with me. I'm Michelle from Michelle's Romantic Tangle, and I'll see you again soon.